All right, good morning, guys. I've quite a kind of a quiet day, but there's a couple of things moving out the gate. PSV started moving a little bit right there before open, and then GameStop had a nice rip so far, 50-cent rip. Breaking out of this yesterday's resistance. See PSTV. Pretty ugly. Pretty rough downtrend. Nothing there really. PM, nothing there. XBA looks terrible. I'm going to take XBA off. What's up, Epic? Good morning, One Life. I did end up swinging one share of Tesla yesterday. Got in at 476 yesterday at this after this trend line bounce right here, and I held all the way until this morning until it started cracking real hard. It shows a PL on the day is 930, but I actually made about $30 on that one share. But they had an offering and it's kind of killed all the momentum on Tesla. So I don't have a lot to trade with today left, but I'm gonna, I don't have a lot, but I'm gonna look for a play possibly. GameStop having a pullback right now. Let me check out on the scanner. Let's see. What's up, Dan DB? Good morning. Okay, apparently my scanner doesn't want to work at the moment. So that's nice. Still not a lot of volume in small caps. I mean, there's a few of volume, but not a lot. PSV completely selling off. WKHS selling off. So that might need a few more days to try to break out of this triangle here on the daily. POXL presents at a conference. It's not really anything good. But One Life and I were talking. ZM got a nice move yesterday in after hours. Pretty massive move. Kind of having to do with online schooling. And BOXL's had some stuff about online schooling, so just keeping it on watch. Not a lot of volume in it at the moment. Let's see, APM starting to break this downtrend. They had positive data. It's running in this 250 area. Trying to break that 250 area right now. Pretty good break so far. feel like I kind of missed it though. Give it a few minutes. Yeah, now it's starting. Now it's getting a little wild, so still a little sketchy at the moment. Give that a few minutes to figure out what it's going to do. And PSV done with its little run so far. PSTV still selling off. APM might be a potential play. The 9 is at 253. It's got to break over that. And then it's got some room to move. Some decent buying coming in though, even though it's pulling back a little. I wonder if other platforms are working today. I know some people are saying Robinhood and some other platforms were not working. Tesla pulling back even more. Decent sized buyer in that 238. Let's see, PSV. PSV trying to hold up at 118 area, it looks like. What's AMTX doing? AMTX. What'd you receive? A drug code. FDA drug code, whatever that is. It's kind of coming up to... See if it breaks too, it's got some room to move. Put it on the watch list. Doesn't have a lot of volume at the moment, but pretty low float. Good morning, Patrick. See, BOXL starting to pop up a little bit as well, getting a little bit of volume here. PSV coming back up. Couple of different possible plays right at the moment. APM may be done. Looks like it's might sell off here. AMTX. go on AMTX, because if volume starts coming in, it's probably going to move pretty fast. It's kind of getting hung up at the downtrend though. That $2 is going to be resistance too, so even if it does break the downtrend, it's going to run into $2, but if it starts breaking that, volume might start coming in. I'm going on AMTX. I feel it at 196. It's starting to get a little attention here. Let's see if it starts breaking through 2 or not. It's going to be a little sketchy until it gets through $2. So we're right at 2 now. It's also the pre-market high. We need a nice volume push to come in here. Push this back, push this through 2. If not, it might pull back down to 190. I said 2 is going to be tough. You was in it earlier. It's interesting. It just needs some volume. It doesn't have a ton of volume, but it does have PR. There's a bit of a spread on this stock too. If volume doesn't come in, it's not going to do anything. But if volume starts coming in, it very easily could start pushing pretty fast. Let's see, let's do some research here. If it breaks 2, it's got room to 215. There'll be resistance there, then 225. Let's get rid of this downtrend. Needs to break the downtrend. Needs to get back over 195 on the 1 minute. Kind of making a flag here. Oh, just popped down. We are above the 9 still, but it is getting a little sketchy. it drops below 190, it may be done. We're just not getting that volume push. See, 186 is about as low as I want to let this go. PSV's moving now, yeah. PSV may take some attention off of this, possibly. Flip over to PSV real quick. Yeah, PSV's trying to build up to that pre-market high. Possible breakout. Needs to break 140. Kind of the same situation as AMTX, where it's kind of consolidating right here before on the way up to the pre-market high. But PSV has a lot more volume, so it's definitely probably a better play. See, GameStop's at 7. You see, this is getting, oh, there it goes. About to say it's getting hung up on the downtrend, but it is starting to break a little bit. PSV is really struggling with that 140 area. APM sold off, so that's done. BOA XL not really doing anything. PSTV selling off, GameStop selling off. So right now it's kind of between AMTX and PSV if something's gonna do anything. I don't really see much else. Maybe another slow day in the small caps. This needs some buying volume to come in real soon, or it's gonna probably sell off. Yeah, that 225 area is gonna be some resistance. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it looks like it's gonna be. Another looking like another slow day at the moment. I still got a downtrend there. Actually, this is a bit of a flag. Kind of figured with a lot of the attention off of Tesla that maybe we'd get some small caps moving today, but it does not look like it. I'm still starting to get a little active here. I'm starting to get a little volume coming in. Let's see. Let's see if AMTX is going to get frisky and break $2. It's starting to show a little frisk, just a little frisk. Oh, starting to pop over 2 here. Show me the frisk, AMT. So that's a new, yeah, that's a new high a day right there. Just broke pre-market high, barely, but did break pre-market high. It's testing 2 right now. A decent amount of buyers trying to stack up on 2. We're starting to move a little bit. Still testing that 9 EMA. It's still struggling to get through that. So we still need more volume, more buying volume to come in. But it's getting a little interesting here. Very nice so far. Starting to push up. Very nice. All the way up to 208. Let's see. So like I said, 215, 225. My first price target will probably be 225. Because that's going to be a tough area if it can get through the 9 EMA. It's still struggling in this $2 area to get through. But yeah, 225 will probably be my first profit target. Yeah, this should be starting to pop up on people's scanners and stuff. Since it just hit a new high. If it breaks 225, it's got room up to 240 and 263. So there's not like a ton of, it's not like a whole lot of resistance really ahead. Besides that 225 area, that looks like probably the strongest area. But we really haven't seen any small caps rip here in the last few days, so I don't know if it can really get that high or not. This would be kind of a the first ripper, if it actually does rip in a while that we've had. But I don't know. It's really pushing it. I think it can get to 225, but 220 after 225, I don't know. That just not seeing the market conditions to have that big of a rip on any of these small caps. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's moving decently so far. Still not a ton of volume. We are over 1 million in volume finally, but it's still struggling. You can see that 9 is just kind of pushing, keeping that body of that daily candle down. You see this candle's fixing to close. We definitely want it to close over 2. But we got another little bit of consolidation there. It just did hit a new high at 209. There's more selling volume on that 5-minute candle, but it ended up holding up even though it had more selling volume. Kind of looks like it's trying to flag again. On the 1 minute. What's up, Dom? Good morning, buddy. So PSV still isn't doing anything. It doesn't look like there's much else doing anything either. So if more and more traders start to see AMTX is slowly climbing, we may get a push. It is struggling with this 210 area now. PRTH. I don't have PRTH on my watch list. So if this is going to push up over 210, it needs to do it here in the next few minutes. Next 1 or 2 1-minute candles. Some sellers sitting at 208. They got taken out. Some selling at 210. I expected that. It looks like we're going to get through 210. Yeah, there we go. Right through 210. So another little pop out of a triangle or a flag, whatever you want to call it. So we're just slowly climbing. It should get a pretty good push out of this, though. It should get up to 215 out of this little consolidation here. Yeah, it looks like we're going to try to push it at 215. See, 214 has some sellers. Slowly getting taken out. Yeah, they're taken out. Starting to push through 215. There we go. Right through 215. So 215 was not as much as resistance as I thought it was going to be. So yeah, we should hit 225 now at this point. Oh, no, unless 215 is going to try. Yeah, now it's starting to hold up. Now 215 is starting to hold up. Let's see, was there anywhere that 218 would be a reason for this to hold? Not really. This could be a double top if this doesn't push up right now. This needs to start pushing towards 220. If it starts coming back down, then this would be a double top. Trying to build support at 210. Yeah, 215 may be a pivot point, and maybe what we're getting here, a little double top possible pivot point. Well, let's see. It may start flagging again. This thing's flagged twice already on the 1 minute. It may just be a little consolidation flag. It's really hard to say. Now you can see 215 is starting to hold as some resistance. Got sellers sitting there trying to hold it down from there. So yeah, this may have to consolidate for a minute or two here again. We are a little ways off the 9. We want to see 210 hold up. Well, the 210 just cracked. We'll try to give this a chance just to see if this is a pullback, but this double top right at that 215 area may be it. No, we got what? We got 2 minutes for this candle, the 5-minute candle to close. Really want to see this 5-minute candle close back over 210. Nice one, Life. ZM had a big breakout. Yeah, I don't think this is going to close over 210. This starting to look a little weak. Just trying to build some support at 205. See some buyers trying to hold it up there. $208 acting as resistance again. Oh. See, it's got 10 seconds to close. It looks like it's going to try to close over 210 anyway. Yeah, look at that. How about that? If this 5-minute candle breaks over 216, it's on. We're going to 225. So that'll be an engulfing candle. Like I said, it's got to break over that 215 area though. Actually, looks like we're kind of flagging on the 5-minute. Looks like we may be moving here. 218 still holding as high a day so far. So actually we need to break over 218. There we go. Now it's starting to pop. The seller's at 220 though. Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. The volume has quadrupled since I entered. That's what I was looking for though when I got in it. Was I starting to see a little bits of buying coming in and not really much selling. It just held up through pre-market. And with not much else going on, my thoughts was maybe volume will start coming into this because it does have PR. It's not like it's a pump and dump necessarily. I mean, it's not the best PR in the world. They just got a drug code for their sanitizer, but you know, it is what it is. We're still getting hung up though. This 5-minute candle needs to close above 215. We got 3 minutes for it to try to do it, but it's still getting hung up in this area. Good job, Epic. Nice job making your loss back. I'm trying to give it a 225. I'm probably gonna lock out there, unless something dramatic happens at 225. And I'll just take a small win on a slow day if it can get there. Trying to break 220. Yep, 220 starting to break. All right, so let's see what happens here at 225. 225, definitely some resistance, but it actually, ooh, I don't know. This may or may not try to break 225 here. Buyers are starting to come in a little bit. Yeah, there we go, breaking 225. Oof, all the way up to 229. Let's see if this is going to start getting frisky. This is going to show me the frisk and get real crazy. 230's trying to hold as resistance. Big buy-in comes in though. It could break through that. Oh, it's breaking through 230. Look at here. Look at here. How about this? Alright, I said 225. I'm going to lock out there at 230, so I'll take it. And there's about a 10% gain on a slow day, but I'm happy with it. I took it all off. It's fine. 225 was my price target. It got up to 234. I took it at 230, so that was my plan. I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to stay disciplined because it did a little bit more than I was expecting to do, but I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. I'll take it, especially the slow as this week has been in the small caps. I mean, it very well could keep running, but I'm not really going to try to take it for it to keep running when we've not really seen any big runners. If this starts going over, 230 real hard, then this will be kind of the first big runner in small caps in a couple of days. So I'm just going to stick to my plan on it. And it's only a 10% gain. I mean, what I get in 196, so that's almost $2, 50 shares. That's $100. So actually, it's a 17% gain. So yeah, that's actually a decent gain. So I'll take that on $100. 17% gain. That's not bad. Yeah, I'm happy with that. That's fine. That's a good little easy gain for the day. Well, good job to anybody else who nailed this. It's a little sketchy there in the beginning, but look at that Tesla pulling back. I wonder how much more this has got. The other thing too is if you look on on the daily chart, there is a downtrend. Actually, it kind of broke the downtrend there, but still at some point there's some resistance where it could. Or they might not want it that high. Plus another thing is, if you look at the candles, if you look at all the other candles on AMTX, well, there's a few back here that were pretty big rips. But here lately, all the candles have been about this size. You can see there, 245 up to 298, about a 50-cent candle, and this one's close to being, well, no, this was about a 50-cent candle as well. So that's another thing. Most of the big green candles are just about as big as this. So looking for anything more than that would be kind of greedy. So still didn't, but locked most of your profit out. Nice job. And it looks like again it's going to try to make a little flag here. It keeps making these little flags of consolidation. But this would be like the fourth one. So that's why I don't know how much more this has really got. But we'll see. We'll see if this breaks out anymore. It's very possible. It's the only thing in small caps that I see that's moving. So and small cap traders have not had anything to trade. It's starting to pop up there. So with them not having anything to trade, they might start coming in and really push this up. It is a possibility. And it's starting to pop out of that little flag though, so we can take that flag off. Shopify? I don't know. What's Shopify's ticker symbol? Let's see, just hit 240. What you can see there is some resistance. Top of that candle. And then that one held a support right there on those two candles. So 240 is probably going to be pretty tough. Oh no, it's going to break right through 240. Look at that. Well, it's nice to see something actually move. Shopify is shop. Let's take a look at it. Good deal, AMTX. Yeah, I mean, if you've got a lot of capital to invest in this, you got it moved to about $75 so far. It's not really something I would trade. There's too much capital involved to try to day trade this, but it is kind of starting to flag. I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know why it's getting a push up today, but maybe probably because it's breaking out of this consolidation. You got a triangle on the daily. You see this triangle here of consolidation, and today it's popping up and out of it. So where your entry would want to be was down here when it started consolidating right under the top of the triangle, and then it broke out. At this point, I mean, it could keep breaking out. This would probably be your next possible entry, that or off of the 9. But if you're not first, you're last. So I would much rather have my entry there if I was going to play this. But there's definitely some profit there to be. There was profit there to be made. Let's see. How's AMTX doing? Pushed up to 244. Now it's, well, it's kind of another flag here on AMTX. How much more does this got? See, the only thing is, if it keeps now, see, it's drooping now. If this candle keeps drooping over, it's probably going to pull back to the 9, possibly. But it's starting to look like it's curling over. See, there we were pushing up, but now we're hitting that 240 area, and it's starting to look like it's going to curl over. So if this consolidation breaks to the downside, it'll probably be done for a while. It would need to break back over 240 within the next couple of minutes for it to make another move up out of this consolidation. I don't know if it's gonna do it though. It's a little shaky. Yeah, it does keep bouncing off the 9. I mean, you could potentially try to hold it as long as the 9 holds. I don't know what your entry was, but you definitely could do that. But my concern, my concern would just be that it ran more than I thought it was going to, and it's running in that 240 area is going to be pretty tough. Go-Go. Let's take a look at Go-Go. Well, that's consolidating. A little pop out of Go-Go, a little 35 cents. Why is it doing that? See, they're selling a business, commercial aviation business. I mean, they're selling an asset, but if they needed money, you can see right now it's still kind of in this downtrend, though. It's got to break over this 640 something area to keep moving. A little bit higher of a float. Yeah, there's a lot of resistance ahead on this because you got the high of the year at 723, and then you got some resistance probably at 7. And then looks like there's some at 675 right across the tops of all these. And 665. There's a good bit. Yeah, 645, which is breaking now. So there's a lot of resistance ahead of it, but it is trying to break this downtrend. No problem, man. You made the trade. You good job making the trade. I didn't do anything. All I did was just look at a stock and was like, I'm gonna get in it. But I appreciate the support. Yeah, you can see it started curling over. That's what I was worried about, that curl over there. You see though, Go-Go's still getting held up. If it drops below 630, it's probably not going to break out right now. It's going to need to hold 630. That's cracking a little bit. Well, the bottom of this candle still is 627. What, the AMTX start moving back up? Yeah, I mean, but it's still sketchy at this point. You know, it's still gotta come all the way back up to 240 and try to break that. So, I mean, you know, I think you did fine getting out there. Like I said, the market conditions where small caps have not been running, you just kind of want to take the small profits when you can get them until we start seeing big rips happen again in the small cap world. We just don't have the market conditions for big rips to occur, so I'm not willing to risk it when most likely AMTX is not going to rip that big. Now, when we start seeing, now if AMTX ends up ripping a whole dollar today, if it rips up to $3 or something, or GoGo starts ripping up to $7, $8, $9, then we'll know the rest of this week. We'll know, okay, small caps are starting to get some attention again. We can start holding a little bit longer on plays. CLSK back moving again. Let's take a look at that. What you got going on, CLSK? Yeah, little pop, but it's running into the 9 on the daily chart as well. And the 9 and this downtrend both are right where this is running into. So tough resistance there. If it can break, then maybe it could get going. Let's see. They had a microgrid software deployment in Costa Rica. This will be one of the first Tesla batteries deployed in Costa Rica. Interesting. See, as Tesla started bouncing, and Tesla's still in sketchy area at the moment, but hey, GoGo is really struggling. To try to get back up there. Yeah, see, AMTX is struggling too now, so that's probably it. How's the SPY doing today? SPY's looking good. SPY coming up to a downtrend as well, but it's not going to be much of an effect on things. Surf. Wow, this is a crazy move. 637 up to 725, so there was a decent move there on that. I don't know how you would have caught that. T-Con, $2 to 218, not much of a move. Oh, let me get all these lines off here. Get them out of here. Bam. Oh, Tesla popping back over 5, so Tesla might be alive again. After that big sell-off. Interesting. This is dead. Let's just take this off. Start clearing out this watch list. GameStop. Boy, when GameStop moves, it makes a move. 680 up to, what, 727 right there? That's a 50-cent move. It made like a 50-cent move here from pre-market to open. See how WKHS is doing. So it's consolidating a little. BLXL, nothing. Yeah, I don't think CLSK will break this today. Maybe in the next couple of days, but not today. Okay, Go held up the 9. Looks like it's trying to curl back up to this downtrend. So there is possibly something there. PSV. And that doesn't look very good. GameStop trying to break this downtrend right now. But it did just move 50 cents. I don't know if... $7.49 was the high of the year. Apparently, what was it said? It does have PR, something about Chewy's co-founder, I guess, bought some shares of GameStop. I don't know why a dog food company like Chewy would buy, or the co-founder would buy stake in GameStop. Those really have nothing to do with each other, but hey, you can invest in whatever you want to, so kind of just a weird... Oh, CLSK is trying though. Trying to push up to that resistance. Oh, Chewy's co-founder's Ryan Cohen. I don't know. I don't know nothing about Chewy. I just know it's a dog food website or whatever. It just sounded strange to me that their co-founder would be investing in GameStop. I don't know why anybody would invest in GameStop. GameStop is trash. Just their business model is just not good. But I think, didn't they get like new... I thought they got like new ownership or something where they're trying to change things. GameStop's going to have a hard time competing. Yeah, see, this is why I don't like GameStop long term. It's been on a downtrend for a while now. It's pretty much as soon as Xbox and PlayStation and all that went digital, where you could buy the games digital from your Xbox or PlayStation, GameStop's kind of becoming obsolete. So I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to do something to compete with the market, but I have no idea what they could possibly do to compete. Okay, that's what I thought. Ryan Cohen sounded familiar. So he's got a bunch of shares of Apple, so him buying into GameStop, it seems like he knows something. So that's going to bring some hype into GameStop for sure. But like I said, I don't know why you would buy into GameStop. He must know something. He's got to know something, because there's no way looking at this and knowing about GameStop, knowing how bad they have been doing. We're paying dividends there for a while, but that ended. But for a day trade, there's always a possible day trade when some investors buying stuff. Who knows what he knows? The only thing that matters is if you can get a trade on this. And right there, the break of the downtrend, that would have been a nice little entry there. At this point, though, right now, it's got to break this downtrend. Yeah, I'm definitely skeptical of a lot of brick and mortar. Let's say AMTX is starting to pop back up here. Ooh, AMTX getting a little hype here. It's a pretty strong push back up to 240. Still getting hung up there, but AMTX might have more left in it. See how GoGo's doing. GoGo is still trying to test this downtrend. GameStop testing the downtrend. Everything's starting to move all of a sudden. CLSK popping some more as well. So it looks like we're getting some volume back in the small caps. This is a good sign for tomorrow. Especially if we can see some bigger breakouts. But in any case, I'm done for today. I have no more funds. So if you guys have any more questions, suggestions, or ideas, go ahead and get those in. We'll give the stream about 10-15 more minutes here. I'm going to go take a breather real quick, and I'll be right back. All right, so AMTX breaking out of the downtrend here. What made me pick it? Okay, so I'll go over this. So the first thing is it didn't sell off any at all during pre-market. It had pop up and then just consolidated sideways. So I saw that. And if you draw a line kind of across here, it's not really much of a triangle because the bottom of these candles is here, but the general direction was pointing up. And it did have 3 green candles in a row there. And right when it started pushing up to that $2 area where that pre-market high was and the 9 EMA was, I started seeing more volume. That's when you can see that little volume bar started popping a little bit. And that's why I jumped in. I kind of jumped in early, but with it not having any volume, I was concerned if it did start getting volume, it would really start pushing up. But there's just it didn't sell off at all. Then it opens up, sells off a little bit, but buyers are slowly coming in. So you're seeing these bit of buyers. And then at that point, it's just looking for more volume. But it's been slow, which is what I was saying yesterday about EDSA, but I didn't trade it because it didn't really show me much. Where this one started showing me a little bit right here because some random buyers just popped in right at the top of this wick, and that's why I jumped in. So it was showing that it was pointing up and wanted to at least test that 2. But I knew if it broke that 2, there wasn't really much resistance up until 215. So there was at least 15 cents in there, 15-20 cents to possibly get on a slow morning with the market conditions have been slow the past couple of days. It really could have went either way. But when PSV started losing volume and not breaking out back through here, my thought was, well, if there's going to be a small cap that's going to move, it's probably going to be the one that didn't sell off and that has buyers slowly coming into it. So I hope that explains it, because there's a lot of factors that made me decide to jump in on this, because I did get this really early. At this point where I got in, volume could have easily not came in, but. At this point, you actually have a nice trend line on this as well. And it popped up to 250. So very nice. See if it tries to break 250 here. See if this gets real crazy. But in slow market, in slow small cap conditions, usually the volume, or at least eyeballs, will only be on a couple of stocks. So right there at market open, the only thing with eyeballs possibly on it was PSV, GameStop, but GameStop was selling off as well, and AMTX. So when it's slow like that, you can kind of think like, where could volume possibly come in on if two other stocks, if you got 3 stocks you're looking at and 2 of the other stocks start selling off, then it's a decent possibility that the volume from those 2 would come over here. Because remember, it's all about buyers and sellers. It's people who move stocks. And I was getting a little antsy for a small cap play because, like I said, it's been slow. We've not had a small cap move. So all the other small cap traders were probably getting antsy too. Like I said, it's kind of a multiple factor type of play, and it's not the normal play that I'd want to make. But like I've been saying, the market conditions have been different. So sometimes you have to adapt and you have to go out there and fish a little bit. Look at this, ripping over 250. Very nice. Like I said, now today though, we've actually had volume in several different stocks, several decent rips. AMTX with a decent rip. GameStop with a pretty decent rip. So we got some smaller caps starting to move again. And CLSK popping up as well. So now tomorrow we might see, as volume starts coming in on small caps again, then we might be getting that attention back into the small cap world. Especially, see, I think a lot of the reason the small cap volume was gone was because of Tesla and Apple with their stock splits, because it's like everybody was talking about that. And you can see they've kind of quieted down some. They're not as crazy as they were yesterday. Like Tesla was the show yesterday. All eyes were on Tesla. And last week we kind of seen it too, where everybody's kind of talking about Tesla and AMTX, and a lot of traders, most retail traders don't have $25,000 accounts. So a lot of them are probably holding out to save their capital for Tesla as well. At least that's what I'm thinking. It's just kind of like a psychological assessment of people's emotions and reactions to certain things. But Tesla being Tesla, I could see a lot of people saying, I'm gonna hold out trading for a couple of days so I've got my full capital to buy as much Tesla as I can to try to make some money off of this initial rip. But now that it's over, we're starting to see, which I'm not saying Tesla's done. That Tesla could easily keep climbing. But I think that initial hype has wore off now, and the normal small cap traders will be back in the markets. So I hope that explains it. Like I said, there's a lot of factors in there. Kind of a tricky play, not the normal play that I would want to make, but sometimes you got to adapt a little bit. Let's see what else we got. Let's see. This is at 20 million in volume, not doing anything though. But something that's not happened in a while that I'm starting to expect is going to happen soon, especially because we're getting towards the end of the year, and usually the small cap market really heats up towards the end of the year, is I'm starting to expect some low floats, like really low floats, starting to pop up. We don't have any yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if sometime this week we see a stock under 5 million in float go on a pretty big run. But we'll see. Who knows? It's just kind of my sneaking suspicion of past experience. May even do some research. What's today? Today's Tuesday. Yeah. So tomorrow we'll probably do another Trader Saloon live stream in the afternoon again, around probably at 6 o'clock time again. And we may look for all the lowest float stocks and look at their daily charts to see if there's any that might have breakout potential. We might be able to catch some early rips. But towards this time of year, I like to make a little watch list of really low floats that have nice looking daily charts. Oh, it's fine. I talked about precious metals in the first one, and I actually cut the clip out of that video about the precious metals, so I'm gonna post that as a separate video probably today. But I'm gonna, even with the Trader Saloon live streams, I'm gonna take little parts out of them and make smaller videos for people who missed those live streams to be able to catch some of the content that's in there. I'm going to start putting out quite a bit more content here starting this week. All right. So I'm going to call it a day, guys. Appreciate everybody joining me. As always, we will be back tomorrow. We'll see if we get some more excitement in the small cap world or not. But you guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Until next time.